All right, so I got a great one this time. I think Superman might be an isekai. So I was thinking about this, and usually, like an isekai is just like a character gets transported to another world, and it's either they're transported as they are, or some versions of it have like sort of like a reincarnation type theme where they get like a new body and all that kind of stuff. I was thinking Superman does kind of both of those, right? So he transports in his same physical body, so there's that side of it. But then when he gets there, he's a baby, so he gets like all of the growing up, getting a new family and a new name and all that kind of stuff that's typically associated with a lot of the reincarnation style ones. So right out of the gate, I think because he went from one world to another, it meets the criteria for an isekai. But then there's more similarities too if you dig into it. So the next thing is like technology. Typically, it's like going from like current time Earth to like some sort of medieval fantasy type setting. And I was thinking about this, like Krypton had like vastly superior technology. So he went from like a high technology world to a low technology world. I mean, it's not exactly going to a medieval fantasy setting, but I mean, if you're comparing a planet that has like interstellar space travel and actual real AI and all that kind of stuff to like current day Earth, I mean, that's basically medieval by comparison. I mean, so that kind of fits the bill on that side of things too. And some people are going to point out and say, "Oh, but it's not really a fantasy setting because usually there's like magic and stuff." But then that's also not the case because if you think about it, in DC Comics, there's all kinds of magical characters. So I'd argue that Earth in DC Comics is a fantasy world because there's magic everywhere. So let's recap. Superman literally went from a high technology world with, as far as I know, no magic to a lower technology world with magic. Not to mention the fact that typically in a lot of these shows, the main character is like incredibly overpowered for one reason or another. And Superman's basically the definition of overpowered. Like they basically had to invent kryptonite so that he couldn't just easily resolve every scenario. And then even then, that wasn't enough. So they ended up like making him weak to magic in the newer renditions because everybody on the planet's not going to have kryptonite, and anybody without kryptonite was basically categorically not a problem for Superman. So he's an overpowered isekai character. That's what I'm saying. Superman is an overpowered isekai protagonist. That's what I'm getting at here.